During the last inauguration, I went to Washington, D.C. I don't do good when the temperatures head anywhere near minus. So I did not go to the mall. But there is an organization in Washington, D.C., and even as I say that, I forget its name, but it's a nice, playful name. Two women who do work with children in the D.C., Virginia, Maryland area. And they invited me, they said, come, bring your stories, bring your songs, bring your drum, and we will play with the children as the inauguration is going on. And I said, yes. In a nice room with a big screen TV and 40 or 50 kids, anywhere from 5 years old to about 12. We sang songs, we danced, I told them stories about being peaceful inside. And then at the moment we turned on the TV and they all sat down and they watched Obama take the oath of office. And as I looked at their faces, tears started coming down my face. I have traveled all across the United States. I have traveled in Europe, I have traveled in Southeast Asia, and most recently in Brazil. Anytime I ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? They'll say football player. They'll say engineer. They'll say astronaut. And when I say to them, what about president? Many of them will say, that can never happen. I can never be president. Especially African American kids, Hispanic kids. White kids will say, yeah, I can be president. But African American kids, Hispanic, Asian American kids, that was not on their list of possibilities. Now it is. And even then, it should have been. But it wasn't. Now it is. Even me, if you had asked me 20 years ago, 30 years ago, Masankho, do you think you are going to see a black man in the White House? I would have said, yeah, maybe as chef. Or social secretary. But if you had said president, I would have said, what you smoking? I don't know if any of you saw the Nightline expose that was done about 7 years ago, I think it was. Two young men, both 27 or 28, both with MBAs from an Ivy League school, both about 5'10", both wearing glasses. They were sent to Atlanta to get a job, buy a car, rent an apartment. And they had amazingly different experiences. One was white, one was black. Especially, what blew my mind was buying the car. The white guy comes to the sales associate, I want to buy a car. The sales associate takes him to the parking lot, shows him a car. takes him for a test drive, comes back. Now they're going to talk details. 4.6% APR, no money down, full maintenance package. 10 minutes later, the black guy comes. He gets shown the same car, goes on a test drive, comes back. 8.6% APR. $2,000 cash down. No maintenance package. Same car within 10 minutes. Same qualifications, same income level, same everything except for this. The one that really blew my mind is when they went to rent an apartment. White guy comes. The manager says, oh yes, on the 7th floor we have an apartment. On the 8th floor we have an apartment. Here is the master key that opens all the doors. Go on up, go look, try the shower, everything. Knock yourself out. When you see what you like, come down and we'll fill in the papers. 10 minutes later, the black guy comes. Oh, we have one apartment that is available. It's the one on the 7th floor. And, well, I need to figure out because I'm here by myself. Okay, I'll come with you so that we can go take a look at it. This was not long ago. This was about 7 years ago. I have often wondered what goes on in our minds when something like that happens. Is there a switch that falls? Is there a brain scramble that happens? Hey, baby. I hope you grow up into a very different world. And I know that you will. We have come a long way. Condoleezza Rice was the Secretary of State. Going and negotiating with the Russians and going and negotiating with the Koreans and standing as our ambassador to the rest of the world. Walking in footsteps that nobody else who looked like her walked in. Colin Powell, from a ranking soldier in the ranks, all the way to Joint Chief of Staff, in charge of all 4 branches of the military. We have come a long way. But this month, as we celebrate African American History Month, we have to be aware of how much further we need to go. When I drive in Oakland and the blue and white stops me, I should not be thinking, keep your hands on the wheel, don't make any sudden movements. That should not be my thought, but it is. Yes, officer? Here are my hands. See? Nothing is in them. This, if I reach behind here, watch me very carefully. It's a wallet, not a gun. This is where I keep my driver's license. Can I open it? Okay. Here, my California driver's license. I should not have to have that dialogue in my head. I have spoken to many an African American woman mother, and they have told me, I teach my sons as they become teenagers what to do when they are out there in the world. I teach them that their world is not the same. Their world is different. This is what the young man in New York just about 5 years ago or 6 years ago was trying to pull out of his wallet when 51 bullets entered his body, mostly from behind. 51 bullets. We have come a long way. Kofi Annan was Secretary General of the United Nations. Black man from Ghana, leading the whole free world, making important, critical decisions. Our kids today, they have open season on what they want to become. But at the same time, we have to make sure that we are providing them everything that they need. I travel all over the Bay Area going to schools. The other day, I went into a school and I asked to go to the restroom. There was a school in an African American neighborhood. It was all I could do to finish my presentation. I don't even know the school district or the principal, how they were anticipating that children could learn in an environment like that. There are some schools that don't even have adequate restroom facilities. The kids have to run home and come back to the school. We have come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. One of my favorite songs that comes out of the movement against apartheid is Siyahamba. Some of you may be familiar with it. Siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos. Siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos. Try that with me. Siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos. Siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos. Siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos. Siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos, kwenkos. Siyahamba, siyahamba, siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos, kwenkos. Siyahamba, siyahamba, oh siyahamba enkayeni kwenkos. We are marching in the light of God. Nelson Mandela, in his 27 years of incarceration, knew what he was fighting for. His whole conviction understood and knew that the world had to be a different place. 4 incidents that happened in his 27 years of incarceration. His mother died, his son was killed in a tragic accident, and 2 of his daughters got married. And with all of those 4 incidents, he asked not to be released from prison, but to at least be given a day to go bury his mother, to go bury his son, to walk his 2 daughters down the aisle. And he was told, yes, you can do that. But first, give up your fight for freedom. And he said no. 27 years fighting for what he knew the world could be. Mary Lloyd Bethune in the civil rights movement. She said, okay, you don't want to educate my people? I will build a university. I have $1.50. I'm going to start a school. Her university still stands till today. We have come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. And all of us can do something to change what's out there. I know the fact that you are here at Living Spirit, you are not the ones that I'm concerned with. But all of us can do something. Do you know that even though we celebrate that Obama is in the White House, there are still people trying to prove that he is not a citizen. There are still people trying to prove that he is not an American citizen. I don't know what it is. I try so hard to understand. The beautiful song that David sang, we sang with him, reminds us that we are all one. This is our planet, all of us together. Why? I saw during the election, so during the election I really got this sense of, yes, we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. There was a senator or a congressman from South Carolina who was not afraid on national TV to say, nah, there is no black man in this country who is worthy of being in the White House. This is one of our elected representatives, not afraid to say on national TV that there is no black person. He says, I don't care if he's got a PhD or if he's got an MBA or if he's done military service, there is no black man worthy, or black person, let me not even say man, worthy of being in the White House.
He said person.
But we have to be about love. We have to be about compassion. Everything that we know our foremothers our forefathers, our Lord Jesus reminded us, be compassionate. Even as he was being nailed, he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. We have to have compassion. We have to always reach out. Always reach out. I was taught as a child to always say yes to myself. To claim my humanity without apology. I was told, Masankho, every day say yes to who you are. And claim, I am human. I deserve to take up space without apology. My thoughts and my words matter. Regardless of what anybody thinks of me or says about me, I must stand in my truth, hold my head up high, because I am a child of God. And as much as I was told to see others with my heart and not with my eyes, the other side of that is for me to see myself and to say yes to myself. Because when I say yes to myself, others will say yes to me. And those that say no to me have to climb over my yes. And I have 48 years of yes for anybody who wants to try to climb over it. But what about the child who didn't have people say to him, say yes to yourself? What about the little boy or the little girl who was always told, you are less than, you will never be, you can't be? We have to change that. We have to change that. Last night I was telling, tell me your name again?
Q.
Q. Her son is named Kwame. Kwame is one of the leaders that led Africa out of colonialism. And I was telling him about his name. And I could almost swear that he stood a little taller. I know his mother has made him stand very tall. I can see the confidence in him. But knowing that little detail pulled his shoulders back just a little bit more. We have to tell our children, be they white, be they black, be they Hispanic, be they Asian American, we have to tell them to pull their shoulders back and stand tall. There are so many examples for them to see. The Supreme Court, the State Department, now the White House, our military, and in business. There's so many examples. Oprah Winfrey has her own television network. Who would have thought? Let's teach our children to say yes to themselves. Let's teach our children to say, Inde, I am a child between Mother Earth and Father Sky, and in my heart I can find the strength to say yes to myself and to sing, Inde, 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 Inde. In conclusion, in African history, in the civil rights movement, there were all of the songs that we sang. There were all of the dances that we did, so that we could not only think about, but so that we could put it in our bodies, so that we could become the freedom movement, so that we could become the equality movement. See, we can legislate all we want, but you cannot legislate the heart.
Mm-hmm.
We can make all the laws that we want, but laws don't change hearts. We have to continue going out and speaking and writing and painting and telling. When they sang the song, "Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday." When they sang, "Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water, God's gonna trouble the water." We have to trouble the water. We have to stir it up. We mustn't give up. We mustn't give up. Children should be able to learn in a good school. Live in a neighborhood where they can get off the bus and not have to do the 100-meter dash to their home because they're afraid. And we've got to continue telling them they can be anything that they want to be, and then provide them with the tools to back that up. We have come a long way, but we still